Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kissiwaa and you're welcome to join the family. So in today's video, I'm going to make a moon in a palm lamp where the moon becomes a light and then the palm becomes the holder. So the items needed are tissue paper, white glue, water, balloon and a brush. So the first step is to mix your glue with a little water. Now this is to make the glue lighter, and we're also being economical here. However, you can do it without mixing it with water. Then you section your tissue paper into smaller parts. This is to make it easier to apply it on the balloon. So with your painting brush, you apply the glue solution to your inflated balloon and then you paste or you place your tissue paper on the balloon. Now you're going to do this all around to cover the balloon. And you're going to do this 3 times, or you're going to do it in 3 layers. So this is the first layer. I'm going to show you the second and then the third layer. So I'm currently applying the second layer to the balloon, and I'm going to do this for the 3rd time, and then afterwards I'll show you how it looks like. So this is the 3rd layer. So this is how it looks like after the 3rd layer of tissue has been applied to the balloon. Now you didn't have to use all the tissue paper, you could just use a few, and then you can choose the size of the balloon or the moon you want to create. So you dry it for an hour or 2 or 3 depending on the amount of water you used. So this is how it's going to look like after it is dry. Then you create a hole at the top where you tie the knot of the balloon, just to take the balloon out because it's going to deflate or you're going to get burst. So you take it out. After you've taken the balloon out, if your hand cannot enter the balloon, you create a larger hole and then you put your hand into it and then straighten the balloon, make it look more circular than crumpled or folded. So that's how you're going to straighten it. So now we're moving on to the painting. I got this paint from Acrylics for less than $1 and that is super cheap. So I'm going to give my balloon, or I'm going to give my round tissue a base coat with a white color. But if you think the paint is thicker, you could add water to it to make it a bit lighter. It doesn't really matter. So you paint the balloon either once or twice with a white coat. Then you dry it for about 10 to 15 minutes because the paint I'm using dries very quickly. So you dry for about 10, 15 to 20 minutes. So after it's dried, you come back again and then give it the color of the moon. So if you think the color of the moon is blue, you give it a blue. If you think it's orange, you give it an orange. But from what I see from telly, the moon is kind of gray, like ash-like. So I'm adding black paint to the white paint. I'm making a mixture to get a gray color and then paint it on the coated balloon. But with this time around, I'm not going to use a painting brush. I'm going to use foam to dab the paint on the circular balloon or round tissue or ball tissue paper, anyhow you call it. So I'm now creating the color of my moon right now. So this is how it's going to be. You dab it and then you dry it for a couple of minutes, and then we move on to our handle or our holder, sorry. So the items you're going to use is white cement, Vaseline, which is optional, and then water and gloves. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix the white cement with water. It shouldn't be thick, it shouldn't be watery, it should be in between, a bit watery, somewhere in between it. Now if you're going to use the Vaseline, you wear the gloves and then you rub the Vaseline around the gloves and then you turn it inside out before you pour your white cement into the gloves. choose the Vaseline option, what it will do is that it will make your artifact or your hand smoother and easy to take the gloves off when the white cement gets dry. So you place your white cement in the gloves in a bowl that has a curved bottom, just to create the shape that you want. And then what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to make the thumb flatter so that I can place the moon on it. Then you can also use a bowl full of water, place it in the middle of the palm, and then it will exert more pressure on the palm and then make it flatter. So now there's where the problem is. Now the white cement dries very fast, so you should be careful when you're applying the white cement. It dries within 5 to 7 minutes when you are mixing it, so you should be very fast about that. But when you dry it, when you're done with your hand artifact or the cement in the artifact the shape you're trying to create, you should dry it for at least 48 hours. Because if you look at my hand right now, it looks solid but it's not dry, so I ended up breaking off all the fingers and I had to re-fix them again. That was a problem. So if you want a perfect hand, then you should, or a perfect palm, then you should dry the artifact you should dry the palm for about 48 hours. That is at least, yeah. So it is because of this particular portion why I had to do a talk through for this particular video, because I found out that there is a problem here that many people might or may try to do what I'm doing right now. We didn't know how it's going to end up, so I thought it wise to let them know the difficult part of doing this and how they can prevent what I encountered. So this is how it looks like after I've taken the gloves off, and I had to mix another white cement with water and then fix all the fingers to the palm. So when you're doing this, it's going to make the palm messy, but there is no need for an alarm, or there is no need to worry, because you can use a sandpaper to polish the whole thing to make it very smooth and nice. So that is one of the pros and cons. So if you can see, my white cement is almost dried. So I would advise that if in case your fingers get broken as you're making one of these, you should mix your white cement in smaller portions so you don't waste your white cement. So you do it in smaller portions. If it gets dry, you can use it for something else, or maybe you can dispose it and then you mix another one to fix your hand. So this is what I got. It's not so fresh because I did not polish it with a sandpaper. I had a sandpaper, but I didn't have that much patience, so I didn't wait for it to dry, and I couldn't risk it getting broken again. So I just had to use it like that for the purpose of this video, but I'm going to polish it and then make it nicer. So if you're on my social media platforms, maybe in future I'm going to post it there for you to see how it's going to look like. So after it's dried, you paint it all white or any color you prefer. So I'm going to use a white paint, so I painted, but I diluted my paint with water just to make it a bit softer because my paint is very thick. Now I got this LED lights from Shop Lima, and it was so cool. I mean, you need not to charge it. All that you need is batteries. You need 3 batteries, and then it's going to light up. So that's what I used for my lighting. So I have my 2 products here. Now for the palm, you can use the white cement to stick the 2 palms together. But since mine is not a finished product, it's not smooth, I'll do that later. So I have my moon paper here as well, and then I have my palms there. Now for the palm, you can also use a cement to do it. It's going to work out perfectly well. Now I put my LED lights in the paper, and ta-da! You have finished with your moon in a palm lamp. So you can use this for your room decor or place it just beside your bed like a lamp. So this is it. So please let me know what you think of this particular artifact or my project. Is it nice? If you like it, if you enjoyed this, if it was helpful, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and click click on the bell notification to get every video I drop. Also like, comment and share my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video.